Hi, this is Sandra. I'm here again with another recipe, and this recipe is what you call smothered beef liver and onions and gravy over rice. Yes. This was one of the last recipes my mother did for me before she passed away. She did her famous liver and onions and rice and gravy. It was so wonderful. The last meal that she made for me, and it was that there. And I'm telling you, my mom was a terrific cook, a very terrific cook. So I'm going to try to duplicate what she did, but in a different way. Because I was just sitting there waiting for her to cook it. I didn't even go over there and look and see how she did it. That's terrible, ain't it? One thing I'm doing is letting the margarine. I'm using margarine instead of butter today, y'all. I'm using margarine. And I'm going to let this melt. And then I'm going to add the onions to it. I'm going to add onions to this. With the onions sauteing this. And I made my onions in circles. Make them in circles just like that. Just like onion rings. Make them in circles. And we're going to let that cook. Just like this. Let it saute, cook, add a little black pepper on it. A lot of black pepper. And a little salt. And put a little salt on it, black pepper. And let that saute down for a minute or two. And then we're going to add, I'm going to add a little salt. I can put the salt up here. A little salt. Now you can put any season you want on yours, onions if you want. I'm just putting salt, just black pepper and salt on this. And let this saute down. And after this saute down, we're going to make a little roux so that we can make a little gravy to put over these beef livers. You know, how about that? Be right back. While our onions are sauteing, look how beautiful they are, y'all. Oh, they look beautiful. While they're sauteing, we're going to add some salt to the liver. We got some black pepper to the liver. That's on one side. And then we're going to add some flour. Add the flour just like this. It says when you use the flour like this, you rub it over just like that. You rub it over the liver just like that. See, and let it sit for a minute or two. Let it sit for a minute or two. And let it get crusted just like that on one side. Just like that. How about that, y'all? And then we're going to pour our onions in a pan, in a bowl. Just like this. Oh, that smells so wonderful. Pour them in a bowl just like that. And we're going to put a little oil in this skillet. And we're going to add a little flour. We'll make a little roux. Just a little roux, y'all. Not that much, just a little. Just get it brown. Just like this. We're going to let that roux brown. Just like this. Now we want it a light brown or we want it a dark brown. But I prefer sort of like a light brown, not too dark, just a good brown. And it's going to take long for that to happen, so we're going to just let that and watch that. So what we're going to do now is turn our liver over. Now this thin sliced liver. Turn it over just like that. Because we want a lot of flour on this liver. Okay, just like that. Just like this. And we're going to pepper this side. And we're going to salt this side. Just like this. And we're going to add heavy flour. Just like that, and smooth it out. And we're going to let that sit for a second before we can put it into this pan over here. Okay? Just like that. And we'll be right back. Okay? Okay, as you can see, our roux is a pretty brown. This is what we're going to use. And we're going to pour this on top of the onions. Just on top of the onions to get it out the way, because we're going to use this pan to fry the liver. So we'll be right back when I get through with this. All right, I have the liver in the pan and let it saute very gentle, not real hard, just very gentle. And I'm going to turn it over and you can see what that looks like. As it browns, what I'm going to do is pour a little water, just like that. Just a little water and let it simmer. Just gentle. We don't want to overcook it. We want it to be very tender, and what we're doing is just pouring the water on it and let it simmer just a little bit, just like that. See that? Don't that look good? It looks good already. So we're going to let that simmer for about 5 minutes, and then we're going to add our onions on top. This is a treat, y'all. This is one of the Southern classics in the South. Liver, onions, and rice. At this point, you add your onions, your sauteed onions back into the pan, and you're going to let this cover and cook for about 10 minutes. All right, our liver and onions are done. The liver is tender, the onions are flavorful, and the sauce, the gravy is just right. I'm going to serve this up and let you see what it looks like on a bit of rice. This is our end result of our liver and onions with gravy over rice. This is a Southern classic, and I'm telling you, every restaurant you go in, you will find mostly this dish. I want you to see how tender the liver is and how the rice is flaky and tastes good. This is a real good treat. The onions are sauteed, and we put the onions back on the liver so it can smother down with the liver. This dish is a Southern classic. If my name ain't Sandra, I know my name is Sandra. I hope you can follow these instructions on how to do this liver and onions and gravy and rice. This is a wonderful dish, y'all. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Now, in the South, we eat biscuit with this and a little sugar on top. Yes, indeed. We used to put a little sugar on this gravy and have a biscuit with this, and it will be fabulous. That's the country way of eating, y'all. Back in Eastwood, Texas. That's where we were. And back in the Texas, East Texas. This is Sandra. I'm going to tell you happy eating, and thank you for coming to my channel and getting these wonderful recipes from the South.